Almost looking defensive, maybe even slowing down from Matthew.
Yeah, one thing about this track, if you drive this track, you better like hairpins.
That's for sure.
You know, there's it's only 10 turns. It's not a huge track, but you know there's the Atwood curve, which is sort of a big sweeper hairpin, and then there's the hairpin corner, which is turn 5. And then if that's not enough, there's sort of a gigantic chicane, which is actually 2 hairpins in a row.
Hey, Peter, I just want to tell you that we're back on the air, and we do all the sound is fixed right now. I don't think they actually could hear us in the first minute, so maybe it's good to go to the first place. Joseph Hogart is fighting over here with Matthew Duider. What do you think of this? You've looked at this a little bit for a while. Is Matthew going to fight for this position?
Well, and Pim, you know, you and I have been co-commentating these races for a while, but we actually have a third person in the booth with us today, which is great, Dylan Harley. Hey, Dylan.
Hello, how are you?
Great, and we'll have to quiz you on why you're not actually on track tonight. But Dylan and I were just talking while you were working out the sound issues that it's looking like Matt Duider has pace, possibly on Joe Hogard, but is content to just stay behind.
Yeah, but and look also on Casey Waters. Casey Waters is really getting close right now. I think he can benefit from them being undecided what to do.
Yeah,
I agree. I've been watching that gap. You know, it was over 2 seconds not too long ago, maybe a lap or 2 ago, and now it's already down to 1.9.
Well, then behind these 3, we have Ray Bartnikowski, Eric Oliva, Matt Shupka.
And there goes wrong for Joseph. Look at that. Joseph never makes mistake, and suddenly we see that the pressure of Matthew was enough to make that mistake. Luckily, not much damage. So that means that Matthew Duider is going ahead, right behind Casey Waters, and Joseph over there in the slipstream. Shouldn't be a problem to come back, or is this immediately a worry for you guys?
Wow, you know, this is a track, you know, we were saying this is a track, if you're driving it, you better like hairpins. Because, you know, there are 2 real hairpins and then there's a big chicane, which is basically a double hairpin. And it is so easy in these powerful GT3 cars to lose the rear, and just like we saw Joe do right there. And it happens to me all the time. I'm sure Pim and Dylan, you guys have done it a lot here as well.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah. It's a little too familiar.
Guys, what about Timothy Barros? He's driving over there in that green car. I love that McLaren, just of those that fire in the back. How's he doing? Do we know why he's driving in the back?
Yeah, it looked like around lap 5 or 6 that he tagged the wall, took in a little bit of damage, and had to come into the pits for a quick repair. And so, you know, so he's staying, I believe, on the lead lap. But, you know, just, you know, he's got his work cut out for him to kind of work his way around and stay on the lead lap.
Well, and while we look with him on the back, we do see that Matthew Duider is really coming close. I think in the next corner he will have to go over, but not on the moment. Through the flames, Matthew is coming a lot closer.
Yeah. By the way, we should say there's some controversy, isn't there, Pim, about how to pronounce Matthew's last name?
Oh, no, that's the only one that I do know. It's Matt Zepka. How would you pronounce it different?
Is it Matthew Duider or Duider?
Oh, well, he said Duider, so that's I go with that. He should know.
Yeah. But I think the inside joke is, in case the viewers don't know, Pim, is that you are Dutch.
Yeah, so And I have trouble with a lot of different names, but Duider is a really Dutch name, and I was convinced he was Dutch, but he wasn't. And while we're talking about that, we do see that Matthew is now getting really close to Tim. He needs to give up. I'm curious if he's going to do that.
Oh, it almost looked like he was right there.
No, and now he's still not giving it up. So I don't think he understands the... Oh, and here he goes. And look at that. Matthew is just going to that inside. Needs to work a lot harder. And can make that really nice. So good move from Matthew. And that means also... Is Joseph already back over there? Joseph Hogart?
Well, Joseph is keeping the pressure up on Casey Waters. I was just watching the two of them, and I think Casey's managing the gap pretty well, but he's definitely not losing Joseph, at least not too quickly, and so it's going to be interesting to see how that develops. In fact, now I'm seeing did they exchange positions? Look like they did.
They did.
Wow,
Yeah,
and we might see a lot of this, just a little bobble, getting a little bit sideways in one of these hairpins in these cars. You just lose all sorts of time.
Yeah, and this is the time that you want to do, because with Joseph in the pit, that really means that there's a lot of opportunity to actually win something. And while we see over here, Matthew is getting attacked by Joseph. Joseph Hogart is getting really close already. Oh no, he's getting closer to... Timothy again. And Timothy keeps fighting.
I went back and watched the replay. It looks like Casey just hit the wall. Well, I mean, went offline and hit the wall. So it did slow him down. It shouldn't be too much damage though for him.
Well, he looks really good. And here we see Joseph passing on Timothy on that blue flag. But that took him a long time. So that will bring Casey a lot closer. But also Ray Bartnikowski is driving over there.
Well,
I want to bet you that he was in Japan, but he's also he's everywhere.
Yeah, well, we know how fast Ray is, and Ray is one of those drivers that is as fast as anyone up there, and sometimes maybe he's a little bit more prone to making a mistake at points on the track, but if he keeps it together, he has a good chance to win.
Oh, and he keeps it together. Look at this. Now he is in his element, passing those a little bit slower guys and trying to catch up with Casey Waters. And I think he does. I think he does get a little bit closer. A little bit further back over there, we see Matthew Zepka in that beautiful Porsche of him. Had some incidents, and that's why he's on the 5th place, but I think he found his rhythm right now. And behind there we have Eric Olivia, new car. Look at that, great pictures. Let's have a quick look if we can see some close-up from that car. Maybe I'm really old-fashioned, but this is manga or not?
That is awesome.
It is one good-looking car for sure.
So maybe we should say a little bit about the format of the races in the Bonfire GTS series. These are 45-minute timed races. And so what that means is that the cars will try to cover as much distance as they can in that 45-minute time period. If the lead car crosses the start-finish line before the 45 minutes is up, all the cars will finish that last lap. So the race could go, up to 46 minutes or so. And the cars have fuel restricted so that they are not able to finish the whole 45-minute race without stopping for fuel at least once. So it's a pretty good test of driver skill but also strategy in terms of managing refueling.
Well, currently the strategy of Matthew is go fast, because he's running away from Joseph Hogart. 3.9 seconds. Look how he takes that corner. A little bit different than I normally would have expected. Goes a lot on that outside.
I think that's just the different ways that the Porsche behaves than the other cars that are on track. That's the other thing for viewers who are unfamiliar with GT racing. In the GT3 class, there are several different manufacturers of GT3 cars, And one of the most interesting and most challenging is the Porsche 911 GT3R, which is what Matt Shepka is driving. Really difficult, but really fast car to drive if you can handle it. Tim and Dylan, what GT3 cars are your favorites?
You know, man. I'm more curious about Dylan.
I'm gonna have to go with the Lamborghini. I love the fact, man, it is fast. If you can get your pedal down and you can survive the corners, you will go.
I totally agree with you. And then I met Peter, and Peter is just constantly banging with his Ferrari on me. And he says I need to drive that Ferrari, and I have to say that nowadays I'm more of a Ferrari driver. I like the Ferrari better.
You know, I'm not gonna argue with it. I like the Ferrari. It is a fast car if you can drive it. The only thing that I don't like right now is how you can't really find setups for it.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm a team member of Peter, because Peter is really good in setups, and he is. So that's a really big advantage. But luckily Matthew didn't need that, because with his car he can get his good setups, and I think he practiced quite a bit because he's very consistent. Although Joseph is slowly getting a little bit back. Do you think Joseph and Casey are working together?
Well,
they could be working together, but I almost am wondering if that's too far of a gap to be working together, to be honest with you.
Yeah, fair point. But I don't think Casey is really pushing. We can see that over here, because he's getting a lot closer. And now I'm curious if he's going to lift or... Yeah, he's going to stay behind there, signaling, let's go fast together. And
what we don't know is if Casey has bent, some front splitter or something that might cause him to lose a little bit of straight line speed. These cars aerodynamically are pretty sensitive that way, so just a little bend in the front or rear end can really affect your straight line speed a lot.
Yeah, that's for sure. It'll be interesting to see if we talk to them after the race, if any of them do seem to have damage that's affecting their speed.
Yeah.
Well, luckily they do have
favorite GT cars. I know that a fan favorite is always the McLaren that Timothy Bejos is driving, because I mean, you gotta love a car that shoots flames out of the exhaust.
You can't argue it. It's a look factor, that's for sure.
Yeah, this car is amazing, I do have to say. But do we actually know what those flames do? Is that when he brakes, or is that... Because it looks a little bit like when he brakes.
Yeah, it must be on throttle lift. As soon as you lift off the throttle.
All right, well, maybe some viewers will know what it actually means, but it looks very cool. I do have to say, Dylan, that's one of the good things about the Lambo, is that it has that great package on the front, those front lights. I love those.
They look absolutely stunning.
You guys are so annoying. Oh, it looks like Casey Waters has had a problem out of turn 2. And
it does.
Yes.
All right, let's have a quick look what exactly happened, because he was really getting close in and a little bit too enthusiastic. Luckily no damage, and he rolls off the grid, but he's not damaged at all, and he can continue.
Wonder if his right rear wheel just got a little bit too much on the grass. One of the important rules in GT cars is do not touch the grass or bad things happen.
And look at this, now Tim Bejos is looking very closely to Casey. Curious what Tim is going to do. I think is for now going to be behind there. Alright, so when do we expect the first guys to come in?
Yeah, I think the pit window, if I remember correctly, opens soon. In fact, Dylan, you might remember it. I think at around the 23-minute remaining mark, I think.
That's about when we used to do it, but then again, this is also a track. I mean, and I guess not necessarily this track, but some people do take a little more strategy involved in it. I don't know if we'll see it though right now.
Right. And I think what has become very popular in these league races is attempting what's called an undercut, which is to try to come in early and really try as much as possible to gain some advantage on track. Yeah, in principle, it's all the same amount of time that everyone's spending refueling, but sometimes just changing track position at different times can reshuffle the order in ways that can really give you a benefit.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Matt Zepka has done, because he is now clear in the air. He can run very nicely, and he does that as well. Coming here over start finish.
It is interesting to see the gap between Matthew and Joseph seems to be right around 4 seconds. Earlier I was looking and it was about 5. So we'll see if that lessens here in the next couple of laps.
And is it me, or is Ray Bartnikowski also starting to make up time? I think he's under 3 seconds behind Joe.
Oh yeah, no, he's definitely finding some space. You see that more with Ray. In the beginning, a little bit more careful, and now he's really finding his rhythm, and he can go back up. And he's just gaining a lot. You can clearly see that.
Yeah. In fact, yeah, just in the last lap, about 0.4 of a second, he's closed in. And again, for viewers who maybe don't recognize the cars that much, Ray is driving BMW. And the BMW GT3 cars are really well known for some good straight line speed, good power, and you would not think the BMW would be a big advantage on a track like this, that's so technical and tight, but Ray seems to be making it work.
That's for sure. He seems to know how to get that speed out of that car.
Yeah.
That's the main thing that I've seen with some of these racers here that we have, is each one likes their car for a specific reason, and it's what they can get out of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now I see Eric Olivia in the pits, and he's just exiting it now. Wonder if that was an early call, or if he had damage and just wanted to go back in.
It's 22. We're halfway. It could be that a good move.
Yeah, the pit window is open, and so I think you're absolutely right. And so we'll have to wait and see as other cars come in, how this shakes out.
But my question is, when is Ray gonna take over Joseph Hogarth? Because he's really gaining into him. And while I say that, we do see in the back Timothy Barros has made a crash. Seems that he's overshooting this last corner. And good that he hold the brakes over there, but that's not good news for him.
I'm also watching Matthew overtake Eric, so we'll see if that early pit stop actually was beneficial or not for him.
Well, that's a really good run. I'm curious as well. We're gonna have a look at that pit entry. I don't see anybody coming out of the pit entry. I'm not sure who we should look at. But Matthew Zepka is behind it, or is in front of it.
So I think we're going to be wanting to see soon if any of the leaders, Matt Dweeder, Joe Hogarth, Ray Bartnikowski, will start to take an early pit stop. If you're going to do an undercut, right about now, in the next lap or two is when you'd want to do it.
Yeah, maybe Ray is listening, because I do think for Ray that would be the perfect tactic right now. Because it's difficult to catch up that last little bit with Joseph Hogarth. Although he is still coming. Maybe he gets finally that draft. That's also something. You finally have that draft. You wanna give that away.
One thing I don't know about each of these cars, I know in the Ferrari, Pim, and you've noticed this too probably, in very tight, slow corners, if you're very close to another car, the Ferrari can wash out a little bit and understeers a little bit. And I wonder if Ray is having a little problem like that with following Joe Hogard this closely.
That definitely is a possibility. I've noticed that as well, but you know, it's also the same with, I think, most of these cars. If you get in that dirty air, it is pretty hard to stick with them. But as long as you can get that slipstream on the straights, you may be able to have a good passing opportunity.
Yep.
All right, so do we see Joseph to go in? No, he doesn't go in, and neither does Ray Bartnikowski. Look at that, they take that inside line. I do think that Joseph is pushing his car right now, doesn't want to give up, and Ray keeps coming closer.
Ray on braking just got that much closer. He keeps pushing him.
Yeah, this is the battle on the track right now. Tim Bejos is coming out of the pits now, and so in this series, people do get fast repairs on their cars, and so he should be all back to normal from that earlier incident.
All right, so here we see Ray coming again, very close on that draft. Can he make it 0.2? Because that's really what's necessary if he wants to overtake.
I do just want to mention this real quick. If I'm looking at Eric Olivia's times right, which I think I am, he is doing somewhat faster lap times now with the undercut tires.
Let me have a quick look if we can see some section times.
They're not his personal best, that's for sure. I do want to mention that. However, he is going faster than his previous lap times, which gives me a little bit of hope for him.
Well, a little bit of hope. It's position number 6, also not bad. I always, you know, especially first-time joiners, difficult to do everything right. While we see that in the back, that's that big fight coming up. Ray is getting really close, but he can't make it. Peter, I do think you're right. I do think that wash-up is really giving him a headache.
Yeah, it does not look like Ray Bartnikowski's car is turning that well in these slow, tight corners. And so it could be an aerodynamic challenge here.
That's for sure. As I'm watching, he just seems to be getting loose just a tiny little bit more than Joseph in front of him.
Yep.
Ooh, we do see Joseph go a little bit off track though there.
Yeah, and now they're gonna really fight with each other. Look at that, coming up.
They're really gonna be fighting for this.
Well,
we see the different lines.
Yeah, the braking in that BMW just looks impressive.
It does.
And this is really Ray. He's now just cycling him out. Trying to be there, show him I'm there. Hey, I'm quicker. What are you doing?
You know, and you can't forget Matthew was just right ahead of him. It's not like he's miles away.
one mistake and you're done.
That's for sure.
But I do have to say, Matthew, I haven't seen him make any mistakes. Currently, he's just running away over there, huh?
Yeah, I mean, as of right now, he just keeps going. He doesn't seem to want to stop.
Well, and I think Joe Hogard is also just coping with the pressure well here. He's keeping on the correct racing line. He's not weaving or trying to defend or block in any way. He's just hitting his marks. He's being pretty consistent about it.
He's doing everything he needs to do to defend that position right now.
But look, now he's gonna. Now there's a movement going on, and now I'm curious.
Get a break.
Ray needs to have now more momentum. He needs to overtake, and he can't do that. Look at that. That BMW is not making it. He looks, but that's the only thing he can do. Here he gets
Going to be
really
interesting
close.
to see if Ray is going to try to do this undercut that we keep talking about here.
Well, it's not really an undercut anymore if you do it this late, but yeah, it is for with Joseph. And I do think they're now looking into also a back marker. So this, yeah, you basically it can't be done. It can't be done. They need to. One of them needs to go to pit, or maybe they go to pit together. That could be very interesting to see. And Ray knows how to pit over here. Look at this. Ray is going in for a pit stop.
Oh.
Yes, and so here we'll get to see the different strategies. And so the positions are possibly going to exchange here, or not, depending on how each driver manages the pit stop.
Well, I'm very curious what Matt Zepka is going to do right now. Is he going to have any chance to come a lot closer? He was the one that went in as earlier of our regular pitters. He seems far, far away from Ray.
Yeah, he's been running some good laps, but yeah, he that early lap 1 spin really set him down.
Ray is leaving the pit, and I don't see Matt Zepka anywhere, so there's no problem for Ray on that one. Ray needs to look at Casey Waters, who is 20 seconds away. That's less than a pit stop.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
So now I'll be interested to see if Joe Hogard this time around comes into the for his pit stop.
Yeah, or what do you think about Matthew Duider, or Dulder, whatever you say?
I'm definitely interested to see when he is going to pit.
He's not going to pit. He is just going to drive. He's going to continue over here. And this is also interesting. Joseph not going in. I was really thinking, with that blue flag over there, you need to go. You need to show that,
You know, sometimes in this situation, I feel like, at least for a lap or two, I can get some draft help.
Yeah, but this is yeah, these are blue flaggers, so that's always going to slow you down, but not for Joseph. Goes immediately past there. I think this is going to help him a lot. Maybe now he has free air. Maybe now he can run. Really get that thing going.
That is interesting to see, because I did see when Ray was battling Joseph, Joseph did seem to keep spinning his rear tires. I wonder if that was just over driving, or if that was his tires are starting to die off just a tiny little bit more than he was expecting.
Yeah, so for people who don't follow this series, the tires, they do have a tendency to get overheated. And so as they get overheated, then you start to lose some grip. I mean, at least in the Ferrari, the car doesn't turn quite as well. Doesn't accelerate out of corners that well. And so I think these races are short enough that most drivers aren't changing tires in their pit stops, but at least cooling them down.
All right, guys. Matthew went into the pit, so this is the chance for
Joe
Joseph
Hogard as well.
Oh, so that means that Casey Waters has a chance, but so Casey goes in. So all three of them are now right into the pit.
Yeah.
So from now on, all we'll see is them on track. It is going to be no strategy involved anymore. It's going to be them pushing 100%.
So now, assuming nothing goes wrong in these pit stops, we would accept Matthew Dieter coming out first. And
I'm really curious what Ray Bartnikowski is going to do, because Ray is now on full speed coming out of that part, and you can see them coming out. He sees Casey Waters, but Casey Waters is quick. No, but Casey Waters is behind. It's Joseph that's made that move.
Yeah, so it looks like Joe Hogard maintained his lead over Ray Bartnikowski out of that pit stop.
It does seem that way.
Yeah.
We do see that Casey took a lot longer in the pits. It's 23 seconds compared to Ray, that only did 12 seconds. I'm not sure what went wrong with Casey, but that has cost him definitely a podium position for now.
Well, and Ray Bartnikowski is back on the hunt. And so Joe Hogard, I think he has to keep just as steady and consistent as he's been driving all race, and if he can do that, he has a good chance to hold him off.
Casey Waters is currently 23 seconds away, and has Matt Zepka for 4.3 seconds in that Porsche. So that could be an interesting fight for later. Currently it's all about Ray Bartnikowski and Joseph Hogard for that second place. Do I see...
It'll be interesting to
Go ahead.
No, go right ahead.
I'm curious what the work is again with Timothy, because I think he's going to get lapped up here again. Is he going to let him get easy by, or is this the chance for Ray to really close up?
It's a tough thing because Timothy Barros is actually turning some fast laps here. You know, and I think we've all been in this situation where, you know, there's been some unfortunate incident that puts you a lap down and you are being served blue flags, and it's incredibly frustrating to have to give a position. Just for me, there's nothing I hate more than doing that, you know, especially when I know I have the pace to, you know, to actually stay on position. It's incredibly frustrating. I know.
No, I 100% agree with you on that one. When you know that you can be fast and you see that blue flag appear, it is definitely upsetting, that's for sure. What'll be interesting to see is how these two, you know, go behind this back marker, go in front of this back marker, as we seem almost a little.
Look at this! Tim does a perfect job.
Yeah.
Perfect job, Tim. Goes away. There's no hustle for both of them.
And that was extremely well done. In fact, a great way to serve a blue flag.
Oh, and there we go. There. Oh.
Contact.
Oh wow! What are we doing over here? We're gonna have a tea time right over there. Tim is gonna wait for everybody, and this is good for Ray, because Ray can continue, and I don't think he had that much damage. He could brake quite late over there. Wow, that was an interesting move. Let's see if we can get that back into the replay.
No, I'm looking at Ray's car, and it do seem a couple of scratches. Nothing too big from what I can see.
No, he did an excellent job, and actually, while Joseph wanted to go away, he hit him one more time. But this is excellent driving from Ray, and this is also important. You need to be safe, and Ray is definitely, again, behind Tim, and I also see in the background that Joseph could continue as well. So that's all good news up there.
It looked like Joseph just missed his braking point, braked a little bit too late, missed the apex and was running wide, and you know, at that point, if you know, what happens is you start to you have to turn in sharper because you've missed the apex. And if you still have your foot on the brake because you know you're too fast, you brake too late, you know, sharp turn, foot on the brake is a recipe for a spin.
But at least great from Ray, and I do have to say also Timothy Barros behind it, who actually saved his car by not running into that. I think that's the biggest mistake that you can do. Try to see if you can win a spot over there and then get damage, because then your race will be over.
Yeah. So do we blame you, Pim, or Dylan for the broadcaster's curse on Joseph?
Oh, no, that's Dylan.
Oh, come on. You're going to give that to me?
Yeah, hey, Dylan, we don't pay you the big bucks for nothing.
I'm here to give the curse. That's what I'm here to do.
That's what you do. Or at least take the blame for it.
I mean, hey, as long as I'm getting paid the big bucks, I can do that.
Yeah, no, definitely. We're appreciated that you come and join. It was a little bit of a last moment that we set up this broadcast. Excuses for all the drivers that spend all this time practicing over here, and then we come up late in our broadcast. But there was some busy things, and I'm glad to have you up here, Dylan. Would love to hear more from you in our coming broadcasts.
Yeah, no, it's, you know, I love racing, but every once in a while when I know I don't have the pace, I hate going out on track and interfering with these guys up front. But I also love broadcasting. It's fun to see everybody and see how everybody's race evolves.
Yeah, no, I know how you feel. For me, it's the same part. When I sometimes I'm so slow, I'm like, okay, I'm better for the community if I do a broadcast.
Well, also it's just fun and easy to do broadcasting when you are a real fan of all the guys that are on track, and you know, that's definitely true. I think for all of us, it's just, you know, we do kind of go hard at each other, wheel to wheel, but you know, we're also fans and always impressed with the things that some of these guys do.
It's amazing, yeah.
No, it's crazy the lap times that these fellas can do. I mean, I know in the Discord every day we're all congratulating each other at the end of the day, no matter the crash and no matter what happens. So it's an awesome environment to have here.
Yeah, I do have to say that is for me also what BRL really means. When I came in here, it was an oval group where we just had to like figure out as road guys what we're supposed to do over here. But it's been a warm house, a warm environment. I really enjoyed it. I have to say I'm also looking very forward to our Premier Cup. What about that, Peter?
Oh yeah, I think it'll be just a fantastic series, and you know, it's always exciting to look forward to a new season. You know, wash away your past sins and mistakes, and start fresh.
Oh yeah, and it's gonna be fun. We're gonna have like playoffs and the whole thing.
Yeah.
Let's have a quick look at the best times. And why I say that, we do see Eric Olivia going out. Well, we were just trying to...
Ray did just have a little bit of a spin and a mistake in the last corner. I'm just watching that now. He does recover it though with no damage.
Oh, he does a really good job on that. But what does that mean for the people behind him? Joseph, is he coming back?
The gap did drop by a lot. It will be a tough thing for Joseph, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see. It's also interesting to see if Ray did heat up his tires and is starting to lose grip here now.
Boy, yeah, spin like that, it can really just wreck your tires for a few laps, and so we'll have to see.
I think it's very funny. We're having 8 drivers. We're with the 3 of us, and we can still miss things. We actually see that Olivia crashed one more time in the back, so I don't think we're going to see him much more back.
Yeah.
That really means
Well,
that
in
now.
fact, that was exactly the point. I think that earlier spin, you know, like you just overheat the tires on these GT cars, and for a lap or two, you just feel like you've lost half of the grip in your tires. You have to be so careful after a spin like that.
You do. It is definitely something to not necessarily be worried about, but definitely to watch out for.
Yeah.
Well, Joseph is back
Go
in
ahead.
his rhythm. Joseph is back in his rhythm, and he's picking up some speed over here.
Yeah, no, I'm watching Ray right now, and I keep just seeing his back end keep sliding. Now, I don't know if that's just part of how the BMW works, but I know for Lamborghinis or Ferraris, that's always a scary thing to see in the cockpit.
Yeah, no, it's very, very scary. And he does it again. Look at this. He is going wide over there. He has troubles to keep that car. You saw that correctly. He's holding off on the brake, on the throttle right now. I think this is really a moment where Joseph can come back. It's still a lot. It's 8 seconds, but
Crazier things have happened.
I
Let's
do
put that
think,
right
yeah,
down.
we're driving along with Ray, and Ray is losing it a little bit.
He
Here
does
he
seem,
gets on the full corner.
I think that spin just kind of shakes you up just a tiny little bit.
Yeah, it breaks up your rhythm. You know, you end up in a zone and then you're out of the zone.
Yeah, and also you don't need it anymore. 8 seconds is a lot. You can slow down a little bit. You don't have to go immediately full power, and I think that's a little bit what Ray is doing right now.
You know, I'm watching Casey Waters, and you know, Casey is actually making up a lot of ground on Joe Hogard for that final podium spot. He's now within 3 seconds. Joe Hogard, and he's made up actually more than a full second just in the last lap.
Ray did just make another mistake. I'm just watching him. He seems struggling in this last 2 corners.
Oh, this is not over yet for that podium.
Oh.
Because is Joseph and Casey coming any closer? That would be an interesting turn of events.
By the way, Casey Waters, while we were talking about all the different GT cars, Casey is in the Ford GT. And, you know, that's not the most popular choice amongst GT3 drivers, but is always appreciated. And you know, I think everyone's a fan of the Ford GT, even though very few drivers choose it.
Yeah, no, I have to say, while we're driving along with him, that interior of the car looks like it's right out of the 1980s coming here. But he is so fast in that car. I love how he drives it.
That Ford, I can't admit, I love the sound of that Ford engine.
Oh yeah. So Matt Dweeder in the lead is coming around to the start-finish line, and I believe he'll get the white flag for the last lap of the race.
This is the white flag, so he has plenty of time to drive over here. We see Ray Bartnikowski not even on the end, and again Ray is making a small mistake over there. Alright, so let's have a look. What is he doing in this corner? Well, he holds it together.
Yeah. It's still the rear end of his car does not look that stable.
He does not look happy, that's for sure, in that car.
No, but we also see now Casey Waters getting really close to Joseph Hogart. It's 1.1 seconds in that last lap. Is he going to make that? Is he going to really drive their way up there? That would be fun.
That would be fun to see a last lap battle.
This is what we've been waiting for the whole race. Finally, we get some real battles in that Ford.
Yeah, he ought to be chasing down a Ferrari, though.
Oh yeah, you can smell him right now. Look at that, he's going full power. Chooses a different line from Joseph to make some difference up there. This will be interesting to see. He is getting a little bit closer, and we also have Timothy Bahus. Timothy's making space. Really good over there.
Oh, and just look how Casey just got there.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. Look at that. He is really going to make a move. He's at least preparing for a lot of things over there.
I do just want to say, Matthew did just take the black and white checkered, and he is our official winner.
Oh, you're really good. Look at that. You're the real pro up here. We also need to look at those guys. We see Ray Bartnikowski also going back, but then I am curious about what those guys are going to do. He looks a little bit far away. Is he going to make a jump over here?
He looked just a little too far away, but this is a little bit of a straight. You do see Joseph go to the right-hand side, but I don't think he's going to get the
That was a smart move from Joseph, defending over there. And then he has the quickest line, so that means that they're over there. And then we have Matthew Zepka on the 5th position. Great race for him, at least coming back. Had some incidents, but always good. 5th position, not bad. Right in the middle over there.
I think all these drivers can be happy to say that they all got top 10.
Yes.
They got a top 10. Look at that. They got a top 10, and Matthew Duider got even better because he got that 1st position. Ray Bartnikowski, good move from him to fighting together with Joseph, also on that podium. And then we have Casey Waters, Matt Zepka, Eric Olivia. Great for him. First introduction to this league. I hope he likes it, and we'll see him back. And then we have Tim Bahus and Joseph Dupont, who too bad was crashed out quite early. But interesting race. So Dylan, what do you think of it? Your first race over here.
It was a good race. You know, it's fun to commentate on these. And I do just want to say one thing. Congratulations to Ray. He started this race in 6th place, ended in 2nd. That is something to be proud of. That's for sure.
Oh, he does a really good job, and especially I think the save of the night was actually braking for Joseph and not getting that much damage, because I think that saved his race and clear on that podium. Awesome. So Peter, do you think that Matthew would come to the broadcast or Ray, or do you think they're too tired from this long race?
It would be great to be able to talk to one of the podium finishers, but in fact, I'm sure they're pretty tired. There was a busy race, super technical track. You know, it was just, Matthew just was just perfect his entire drive. Really never put a foot wrong, and it showed. And I think all the other drivers got caught up in one form of incident or another, and I think that made all the difference. You have to like both what Ray and Joseph did just to hold it together. They were under pressure or applying pressure for the entire race, and that's hard to cope with.
That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if we have some nice overtakes coming in. I still see that big crash coming in, and Yeah, I think that did make the race very interesting. Although with the start, Ray Bartnikowski was very, very aggressive. Really made it almost 4 wide. But they made that work. Interesting to see.
And looks like we do have Ray Bartnikowski. Ray,
Right.
great to hear from you. This is Peter Lee.
What's up, guys?
And
Oh,
we're
Ray,
here
you got to
with,
be tired.
with Pim and with Dylan Harley. So
How
tell us
was
about your race.
Yeah, man. Come on. You're second. What's up?
I spent so much time trying to hit the jump at Bathurst in the previous race that I joined with 20 seconds left on the grid and started from the back.
Well, you started from the back, and
Ow.
so what was your idea? Because you made an aggressive move over there. I think at one point you guys were 4 wide in that first corner. What was your idea about it?
I thought I was going to be able to wedge between Tim and Matt there, and then I saw Casey jumping way on the inside, and I bailed.
And I think that was a smart move. I think we were talking about one more incident that you had with Joseph. You were haunting on him. You were like in that mirror the whole time. And then at one point in that last corner, he made a mistake. What went through your mind?
I was just trying not to hit him, and I didn't stay on my brakes long enough. I apologize to him for that, but yeah, I just didn't want to make a mistake.
Well, I think you did an amazing job over there because you kept your car clean and even straight on the line. And yeah, you couldn't do much about that small incident, but I think that's why you got on that second position. But then after that, we did saw that you were losing it a little bit in that exact same corner. What was that? Did you feel your tires, or what was going on for that in that corner?
I just overdrove that corner, and then after that, I saw that I was going to be cutting it really close on fuel, so I dialed up fuel map 8 and I started lifting early on all my corners.
Yeah, we could see that going on, but it wasn't bad for that. You had some really nice fights, even with some blue flaggers, I think.
Well, we now have the other driver in that 2-car battle, Joseph Hogard. Joseph, welcome to the broadcast booth. Congrats on a great podium finish. Tell us about your race.
My race was frustrating, to say the least. I mean, I put up a PR to take pole. I mean, right from the start, I knew I wasn't going to be the fastest driver, so I was just doing the best I could to defend my position, and just dumb mistake moved me from first to third. Then Casey gave me that position for whatever reason, and then I made a dumb mistake after having a great pit stop and getting myself back out in second place. Made another dumb mistake and dropped back, and then raced the last, I don't know, 10 laps or so, 7 to 10 laps with Casey chasing me down with the toe pointed towards 2 to 3 o'clock. He was praying that he couldn't catch me. It was a rough race.
It was a rough race. I do have to say we were very impressed with your defending, or at least keeping it together for such a long time, and then you didn't. So that was a bit bad. But like you did for a long time, and I think like 10 or 15 laps, Ray was behind you and keep pressuring really close by, but he couldn't pass you. It was great driving.
Oh, it was a great battle. And honestly, with how hard it is to pass on this track, if I wouldn't have made that mistake, I think it would have been a lot closer all the way down to the end. I really do, because it was clean. He was right there on me, and yeah, I mean, it was a great race, and I screwed it up personally. Like he didn't do anything to me. It just, yeah, clipped the inside and it was gone.
Well, at least you can't blame anybody than yourself, and you can learn from it and continue the next time. So all good in that way.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting faster. It's just now I got to find a way to not yeet myself off the track.
For what it's worth, we were up here in the broadcast booth watching. We were very impressed with how you were handling that pressure. And just for the record, Dylan Harley is guilty of the broadcaster's curse on you on that incident.
Oh yeah.
They keep telling me I'm the problem, so we'll see.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it was great to see you guys battle. Love it that you come back here to the booth Because yeah, it is that you guys make these races, and was fun to watch. Do you have, Ray, any shout-outs, any things that you want to mention before we turn this broadcast off?
Shout out to Matthew. He joined us, like 3 weeks ago, and he's been outstanding in every race. He's doing really well.
That's
I
that's
have
a
to
great,
agree with that
great
too.
move. Yeah, no, totally.
This is definitely amazing to see how fast he has gotten.
Yeah, because I do realize in the beginning of the races he wasn't. He is really also growing a lot, and I think he's changing his car. And this Lamborghini, it looks like he's really, really fast in this. Joseph, any shout-outs from your side?
No, just a congratulations to Matthew. It was lots of pressure. He's really fast.
He's really
Yeah.
fast, for sure. All right, well, I want to thank you guys for coming here in the booth. I know, after a race, that's not the first thing that you want to do. But I congratulate you guys for an awesome positions in this race. And Dylan, any last words from you? We are new here in the booth. You look like the pro up here. So thank you very much for coming.
Of course, it was fun. I'll definitely be seeing if I can join more of these with you guys.
All right. Well, that's very good, and we would love to have your help. You saw we had only 8 cars, and we still couldn't follow everything. So great to have you over here. Peter, any last words from you?
Well, in fact, Pim, I was about to say the same thing. These guys just put on a great show, and even with 3 of us in the booth, we couldn't catch all the action, and so that's really saying something.
Yeah, I do have to say that we were a little bit late. That's a last moment where we thought, hey, yeah, it would be good to broadcast and to join this. But no, we had an awesome fun. I love this race and love the people that are working up here. So great time. Want to thank everybody for watching. Of course, with CavOK Racing Network, we're going to have Sunday our big races. So curious what we see over there. Red Bull will ring. It's going to be exciting, Peter. I'm looking forward to that race.
Oh, I think it's going to be wild. And, I know that everyone who drives the Skip Barber Formula 2000 car and Sunday Night Skippy has been practicing a lot this week. They've been dominating the top splits in the public sessions. I think it's going to be a crazy, crazy race.
No, definitely. It's going to be a really cool race. All right, I want to thank everybody. Have a great weekend. Let's start this with a great weekend. And we'll see each other on Sunday.